when I saw a hand connect from the air vent and begin waving me over. Then a profound rough voice expressed, "Come here." I've generally had an anxiety toward basements since I was a child. Now that I'm 17, my dread is clearly stifled a tad. In any case, I actually will look behind me. Any clamor I might hear behind me, and I could get that slight butterfly in my stomach, and I'm distant from everyone else. Well, on to feel when, this chilly Saturday night, I was home alone. Also, since our greatest TV is in the cellar, that is the place where I normally show, particularly to play computer games. I was playing an online game with my companions, some insane well-known first individual shooter game. I had earphones in and I was truly put resources into the game, yet even over the uproarious audio effects through the earphones, I realized I heard something come from behind me like a thud. I took off the earphones and inspected the rear of the cellar. Now our cellar is tremendous, yet additionally incredibly jumbled and muddled. Assuming that I needed to quit, inspect what's behind me, I'd need to get up. That is the manner by which terrible it is. Nevertheless, I didn't feel that we're fundamental. Better believe it. I found it has been disrupting whenever they heard a emotion, yet I truly didn't think it was anything to be worried about. I attempted to keep playing anyway. I wasn't ready to give my full concentrate any longer, not with some portion of me continually thinking about the commotion. I removed the earphones and played with him off, since I was feeling additional distrustful and needed to right away hear my environmental elements. In the wake of removing the headset, there was a abrupt clank sounds, and it had a metallic reverberation too, ringing to it. I turned off the framework now, since I was in shock. This was a deliberate sound made by a person or thing. I strolled incredibly leisurely to the rear of the storm cellar. When I laid eyes on the large metal air vents in the corner, that is the point at which it hit me. That was probably the wellspring of the sound. I got as close as I felt agreeable, then halted and just checked the air out. Then briefly I got a horrible, excruciating inclination in my stomach, and I felt like the life was in a real sense being depleted out of me when I saw a hand connect from the air vent and begin waving me over. Then a profound rough voice expressed, "Come here. I really want assistance." At first, I didn't run. I just continuously ventured in reverse with my mouth hung open, checking out at the vents. The individual's hands held the vent and began shaking and forcefully, clearly attempting to tear it open. I shouted, "I'm calling the police." However, the shaking didn't stop. I did what I said. I called the police and advised them to send somebody immediately. The administrator told me to go to a room higher up with a weapon, lock the entryway and conceal. I was the most terrified I'd at any point been in all my years. Also, the aggravation and feeling of dread toward the circumstance eventually turned out to be more regrettable when I heard an entryway bust open, ground floor, and I could hear a neurotic shouting at the highest point of his lungs. I'm not lying when I said he was shouting things like, "Where are you? I will kill you." I heard him run up the steps. He most likely ran up 2 steps for each progression, since he was up the steps in like 3 seconds. My heart was in my throat when he attempted the entryway handle to the entryway and began beating on it so hard I could see the entryway came in a smidgen. I thought he was, in fact, going to separate the entryway. I needed to climb through the window or I'd be a goner. I think he heard me, however. On the grounds that the banging prevents, I hopped from the window to the shrubs beneath, and with the right fortunate turn of events, a cop vehicle pulled up in front of my home. I essentially ran into the official's arm, imploring them to go inside and get the man. They told me to stand by in the squad car, which they locked, while the 2 of them went inside the house with their weapons drawn. Not so much as 5 minutes after the fact, the 2 officials came out. What's more, they were holding the man in binds. The man in binds had my spot in the secondary lounge of the cop vehicle, and for that second until the police drove away, he was giving me the most ridiculously malicious, disdain-filled gaze you might at any point envision. That gaze still torment me. The entire experience still torment me. I actually hang out in the cellar once in a while, however, not even close or a lot. Hi guys, if you want to send a personal true horror story of yours, please send it to me on my email, and I will contact you for sure.